So there's some drama, you know, but then it takes a turn for a minute. Finn Balor calls out Seth Rollins and challenges him to a Money in the Bank match for the title. I have to tell you,
I have a lot to say about this. So go.
I have so much. This is one of those moments where I'm like so conflicted on how to feel, you know, because they're two of my favorites, and so it's really difficult. But basically, Finn comes out and says he wants to talk and just like have a serious conversation. He doesn't want any sing-alongs, any jokes, nothing. But the audience, who was really good last night, continued to sing. They sang throughout the entire segment. I mean, they were dedicated. And his beef now, so this beef kind of felt like it was out of nowhere, you know, like it just happened and we were like, okay, he's mad because, you know, Priest lost. No, this is going back 7 years, which tripped me, dude. 7 years ago was that match? Is crazy to me. Because, like, I remember sitting there watching it like it was yesterday, and I'm like, how has it been 7 years? Where does the time go?
I don't know. That is...
I was like, there's no way.
Obviously, it just hits you now, like,
you know, I know, it's insane. So he just was talking about how, you know, for the past 7 years, basically, that he's been upset with Rollins because he ruined his life, essentially. Injured him in the Universal Championship match at SummerSlam, which happened 7 years ago. He listed all of his injuries, which I was like, oh my God. Like, I've never had anything like that. My shoulders subluxate, which means they pop out of socket, like in certain positions if I put my arm. And so the idea, and it just does that. Like I've dealt with it since I was like 14, I think. It was a dance injury. When I was on the hip hop dance team, I injured my shoulders. Idea of Finn having all of that like ligament and muscle damage, but then his shoulder came out of socket and he popped it back in and still went. I was just like, dude, that man is a beast. So
he really is. It's unbelievable.
It really is. So he said that he wasn't complaining, but it bothered him that Seth took everything from him, his momentum, his title, a year away from his career. And then he progresses to be like, I challenge you to the World Heavyweight Championship at Money in the Bank. And Rollins is standing there in his like crop top, silky crop top pantsuit combo, looking fashionable as ever. Laughs at him and says, this is the Finn Balor that I have been waiting for since that SummerSlam 7 years ago, and says Finn got bitter, but that he got better. And I said, it was so painful to hear that, because I was like, I love you. I love the both of you.
Such a good line.
So obviously he accepts the challenge and then says, yeah, but you know, which version of you is going to show up in London, because a bitter shell of a champion doesn't stand a chance. And then when he walks out of the ring, he calls him a little bitch. And I was like, oh, I was
we're making that his little line.
I was flabbergasted. I tell you, I was flabbergasted. So my first question is, how good is this match going to be?
I would say as close to 5 stars as we are possibly going to see. That crowd is going to be electric. You're going to have Finn in, I would say, his backyard.
I know.
We'll just say his backyard. Not home, but backyard.
But what makes it interesting is the idea of all of these heels that are from Europe. And so I'm like, London doesn't care. You know, Europe doesn't care who you are. If you're from that area, they will cheer you no matter what they're supposed to actually do. So I'm wondering if they're going to get behind Finn.